Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, anywhere you are in the world. My name is Ola Ofimi, and welcome to Business Analysis Simplified. I hope you all had a beautiful week, like I did. And I hope your weekend is beginning to evolve into an enjoyable one. So this is Business Analysis Simplified, like I said before. Every week, each episode, we try to draw parallels between a business analysis concept, idea, or a technique. We draw parallels with our everyday life. We kind of put a twist and turn to it, and help you see how those techniques or the principles behind those techniques, how you could apply to your everyday living. Today with me will be Kemidan Owolabi. I just saw her pop up right now. I'm gonna try to call her. This conversation can started. I will bring her on camera in a second. Give me one. I have this expression that picks and chooses when it responds. Hi, Kemi. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. And yourself?
I'm doing amazing.
Somehow I can't seem to see your hair. What's going on?
My hair, okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
yeah,
better now.
okay. I like that. So, what can you see and what can you not see? You can
No,
see
well, I
everything?
still can't, no, not everything, but I still can't see your head fully,
My
but I guess
hair is
I'll,
moving.
yeah, like I can't see. There's no headroom.
Okay, give me 1 second. How about now?
A little bit more.
Okay. How about now?
Perfect. If you could move a little bit to your left, my right, your right, my left. I don't know.
This left or this left?
The first left.
This, like that?
Yeah, move a little. Exactly. Perfect. Now let's go.
Okay. Okay. So I was saying welcome to our audience on
Mm-hmm.
Facebook Live. And I say each week we try to draw parallels. I haven't even told them what today's episode is about, so we'll
Let's
do
go.
that
Let's go.
together.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go. Are you ready? I
You
hope
know,
everyone is
you know
ready.
what? I know it's looking like okay, KDO is doing too much this morning. It's because the topic is a bit boring, but very
And it
useful. So that's why
is
I thought
useful.
I would come in with all the
I
energy, and
like that.
then
I like that. I think
when
I
we
should.
talk,
I think I should borrow that energy too, because I know some people could just go to sleep on us right now.
yeah,
Guys, we're talking about data dictionary.
hmm
I know someone is probably
yeah,
like,
what?
what? Data dictionary? Does it even still exist? The dictionary. Have you realized that it seemed like dictionary paper has
hmm
gone is now extinct as far as I'm concerned because you have Google. You could just
Yeah,
I have not seen that big dictionary in a long while, and I've been around for a while.
I
So
know. I know. I wish I could tell you I've not seen it, but that would be sort of a lie. But it's because of my particular situation. My kids learn in French, so they have a French English dictionary that they carry around, even
mm,
though the default is to go online, but that online has a lot of temptation to it. Like, so we just try to stay clear of it when they're walking.
you
So
don't want
that
them
is,
to actually do something else as against studying French. Yeah,
yeah.
I get that. Yeah, so data
hmm
dictionary, folks. So let's talk briefly about how it's applicable to organizations. Are we going to say briefly? Yeah, we'll make it as brief as possible so
hmm
we don't bore you out. So data dictionary, just as the word dictionary implies, it's like a storage of information. And data
Yeah.
is information, your organization's information. But most times it's used for software development. It's
hmm
used during software development when you're
Okay.
developing the software or you're developing a system. And you want to ensure that you're using consistent terminology. And you want to ensure that you are setting up your database where the storage of all the information that the software is going to collect, where that storage is going to how that storage is going to be.
hmm
You want some form of consistency around that storage system. you are going to, as a business analyst or as a data analyst or as someone playing those two roles,
Yeah.
because organizations sometimes hire and then they get two in one from
Mm-hmm.
individual, right? So if you're a business analyst,
Two for the price of one.
two for the price of one. If you're a business analyst or you're a data
Mm,
analyst and you're the
mm,
one, that project, the software development project, you might want to use data
yeah.
dictionary to gather all the business entities, the key entities, the key terminologies, the key information that that software is going to gather. You might want to define it so that everyone on the project or everyone within the organization, they are using that terminology correctly. And the way it is you would have the business entity, that item that you want to define,
Yeah.
you'll have it and then you define it. And everyone
Okay.
comes into agreement that, okay, yes, this is the definition of customer ID.
Mm-hmm.
So, for instance, customer identification is a unique identifier that is only common to one customer. Like no two customers will have the same ID.
Absolutely.
So you define that, and everyone comes into agreement. And then you could go a little bit further to say how many allowable values do we want for this customer ID, and in what format? Do we want an alphabet? Is it alphanumeric? Is it numeric? And what does that look like? Give an example so that each time a customer information comes in and the ID, customer ID comes in, and it doesn't come in the format that you have stated ahead of time,
Mm-hmm.
right? The system already knows to reject it and then define the correct format so that there's consistency in your database and you don't find
Yeah.
kinds of a mismatch in your
Hmm.
information, data
I see.
error. Got it. Yeah.
So I think what are we saying or what we're saying, because before some people begin to, just pass out and like, okay, what is all this? So what we're saying is, for instance, you go on Google or you go on Amazon, you want to buy something, or you have a store, somebody wants to buy stuff on your store. Remember how you'll have to register? So it says first name, last name, and then your address and everything. So if the predefined format is syntax is first name, like in my case, K, and then last name D, and then number, maybe the date, because there's always a system to it. It's not rocket science. You could just say, oh, the month. So today is what? August the 12th. So when I go onto a site for the first time and I put in my details, the customer ID is going to capture could be something like KD 0811 and then 00XYZ, depending on what that is. And then somebody will be like, oh my God, that is so difficult. Look at this ID. No, it's just my first name, my last name, the month, the day, and the customer number for the day.
It's just like putting a method to the madness that could go on in data world.
Yeah, and it's absolutely easy to do, because I know that even the concept of looking at the dictionary can be pretty intimidating, right? But there is a sequence to it. It's as simple as can be, because remember, you are the one setting what the syntax would look like. So like I said,
Right.
first name, last name, month, day. We could even put year and then customer of the day, whatever it is. So you know that you will never have two Kemidan Olabi that shows up on August the 12th of 2023 and it's
Right.
customer number 72. It will never happen.
Right.
So it is unique to me. It's as simple as that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And some other people would say, okay, so to ensure consistency amongst your data, is that all? Is that all it is for organization? No, there are more benefits to data dictionary and how organizations use it. And I'll talk briefly to one, and then we could move to how it's applicable to your everyday life. So at times you have, in fact, most of the time, an organization will have more than one system, more than one software that they're using. If you are working in an organization like I am currently, we have over 30 systems, and it's pretty difficult to first log out of one system and then log into another system. So some of the time they will want some form of integration between these systems so that users have easy access to all of the systems, right? They're not just logging in and logging out back and forth. So a seamless integration could happen if you already have.
No, I'm already
Could
thinking,
yeah.
my brain's already going, and I'm already thinking, for example, Google, you register for Gmail. that same ID for Gmail is what you're going to use for your Google Photos. You're going to use it for
Yeah.
your Google Drive.
Right.
In fact, you might as well use it for your YouTube channel and access and everything. One ID, and that is what Ola is talking about. So you don't expect KDO to, when I want to go to my Google Drive, register again, name, last name, blah blah blah. Then I want to go to what do we have again? My Google Drive or my Google Photo, or I want to go to YouTube. I don't have to register again. In fact,
Right.
if you have a Gmail address, the moment you go to YouTube, it's going to tell you, guess what? Do you want to activate your YouTube channel? And then you're like,
Right.
what?
Right.
I didn't even register for just
Yeah.
one ID integrated across platforms.
That is system integration right there.
Hmm.
That's seamless system synchronization.
Okay, let's go to that the tongue twister you had last week. That was it on Friday? It
was
felt
a
like yeah, it felt like a million years ago. Come on, I almost lost my teeth.
How
Seven
many?
service stakeholder.
How
Oh
did you
my
do?
God.
We're dividing a little, but I'm just curious to know how you did. 2 out of 3? 3 out of 3?
If I'm going to be very honest, I did it slowly and I got 2 out of 3. Then I decided to go like crazy and go 7 service. I was like, okay, this is not working for me. It is absolutely not working for me. It's not my forte. I give up. Hands up, hands in the air.
It's too. I mean, it just crossed my mind. How about we help people with their verbal dexterity a little, right? And I put that out there. So for all our audience out there, there's something that we just a new content that we just brought out is called tongue twister. So we'll test your verbal dexterity almost every week, and then over time you become a pro. You become a pro when you've tried all these tongue twisters that we're going to be rolling out to you each week. So let's go back to data dictionary for a second. We'll come back. Yeah. So how is it applicable to everyday living? And this is where you come in majorly because you have a way of drawing those parallels. So do you have something that's coming to mind?
Yeah, but Ola, you know how these things are. The real life is about there is a lot of repetition that goes on in how we live our lives. Replicas. The business world, for the most time, is a replica. Remember, the very first unit in the world was the family unit.
Yeah.
So everything we see now in the business world, wherever that is a replica of what we're already used to. So if there's data dictionary in the organization, trust me, they must have stolen it from the family unit.
I don't know now. I mean, it's this case of is this idea of a chicken and egg? Which one came first?
In this case, Ola, I can tell you with my full chest that it was the family unit that came first because we were born first family before we started going.
I agree.
Thank you very much. You don't want us to go on this debate today. Anyway, so I'm thinking, data dictionary, how does it apply to us as people, as families, as individuals? I tell you, we do this every single day. Every single day. Let's see, which one? I don't know. Finances. Because for me, that is huge. The character of a man, the character of a man or a woman for that matter, is known in the way he handles his purse, his money.
Ooh.
So if I want to know your kind of person, all I need to do is go through your expenses and your income. I can tell right off the bat. Anyway,
so to see what your income is and to see what you spend them on.
Exactly.
Okay.
And how, not even the what, because the what, remember, where people were different. And you are at liberty to spend your money your way. It's not the what, it's the how. How you spend.
Yeah.
How you spend. The moment the money comes in, do you spend everything? Do you spend everything the first week of the month? Do you spend it for people that are monthly earners? In North America, a lot of people, I've worked in organizations where they pay you every week. I've worked in organizations where they pay you every 2 weeks. So it doesn't matter. How soon the money comes in, does it go out? Anyway, that's a topic for another day because the how.
Yeah, I actually want to take you up on that another day, for another episode. Because what if your expenses are like at the beginning of the month? You have to spend everything at the beginning of the month. right?
Yes,
Because your
but
bills,
those are most likely recurrent expenses.
right? For
And
sure.
again, if you actually pay it first day of the month or early in the month, it also tells about your character. Some people, even though it's supposed to be the first week of the month, they push. It tells
Mhm.
about their character. So
Right.
the how is important,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
The how you handle money is very important. So, but here, what I wanted to talk about was the issue of keeping track. Remember, we're talking about data dictionary, right?
Mhm.
How do you keep track of your finances? And I know back in the day, maybe some people will have paper and notebook and begin to write,
Mm.
because you cannot really, it's almost impossible for you to grow wealth if you can't keep track. What you don't keep track
You
of
can
doesn't get better.
manage. Mm. Yeah.
So it's important. Back in the day, maybe some people, I don't want to date you and say back in the day and say, oh, KDO, what do you mean? I still do that today. Do you mean I'm that old? No. People like to do pen and paper. But these days we have apps that helps make your life easy. In
All
fact,
right.
as you're making the purchase, you're scanning your receipt, you're keeping track of them. All of that database. And that's how I'm
Mhm.
linking it, because not really saying, oh, when I see food, I know it is only food for me, food for the children. That is not, we're not talking about the explanation of what it is. We're talking about, the database. Where do you keep all of those things?
Mm.
So your
Ooh.
app, yeah, the app helps you to be able to keep stock of or keep track of what you're spending and what you're spending it on and how you're spending it. And then some of the fantastic apps tells you your income, and then you can already block. For instance, if your income is, I don't know, $10 per month,
Mm.
on the app you already ask you how much do you want to save. I want to save $2, so it tells you only have $8 to spend. So once your expense begins to go past $8, begins to give you all sort of alarm. Not that you can ignore it, like
Mm.
almost everybody does, but it's there.
Right. Right. I
So
mean, as you're talking, I'm beginning to think that it's not exactly data dictionary. It's probably the principles behind data dictionary that you could apply to your everyday living. And what are those principles? Organizations, right? Reducing your mental cluster. So as against just putting everything in your
your
in your
head,
in your little
mint,
brain,
little,
right? You
little,
have
little.
apps. Oh yeah, in your big brain, because it depends on the more you give to your brain, the more it expands.
It is
I've heard it's
elastic. It is
elastic, right?
elastic. It is
I'm
elastic. Yeah.
hoping it doesn't elasticate way beyond your
What is
the-
elasticate, Ola? What kind of? Oh my God! This young lady needs a cup of coffee, I think, this morning.
So
Elasticate.
as I
Oh
was
my
saying,
word.
it's the principle behind that technique called data dictionary, which is about organizing something, which is about living purposeful life,
Absolutely.
right? That you could apply to your everyday living. And I'm looking at the hotel that I'm sitting right now because I'm on vacation with my family, and I'm looking at inventory, taking stock, your household inventory. So if you buy an appliance, a huge appliance like like a furnace, like a hair conditioner, like a fridge, you could keep track. If you're like some crazy people that keep track of those kind of things, you could keep track of those large appliances, the information about them. So, for instance, the warranty of those appliances, you could, store them in a place which again would inform the maintenance of those appliances. It
Yeah.
would inform the repairs that you could carry out on those appliances. It could even inform the warranty that you eventually get, because some appliances, when they break down, but you can't find the warranty for them, the warranty that you purchased for them, you're not able to either get
Yeah.
an exchange for those appliances. So keeping track of your inventory again gives you the mental bandwidth that, okay, I have these list of inventory in my house or in my, you know,
Yeah.
what I'm trying
Actually,
to
you're
say is
correct.
of
You know what?
organization.
What I just remembered now, when we're going to move into our house, the builders, they had a big binder that they handed over to us when we
Yeah.
came in. And now that you're talking, I'm remembering that, yeah, in that binder, what they put in there was, the manual for the, what they call the tabletop, the cooker,
Mhm.
the manual for the refrigerator, the manual for the washing machine, the manual for the dishwasher, the manual for everything. Do you know how many times I'd had to go back to that dictionary to go,
Dictionary. I like that.
yeah, to go see, okay, what's going on here? I need to do something and I can't figure it out. In fact, last week I wanted to, for the first time, we had this ice maker in the fridge that we never used. We never use it because I have my ice cubes. I love my ice cubes. I love the shape. I'm very, very petty when it comes to my ice cubes. Okay, don't let's even go into that. I know that's another kind of, you're wondering, oh my God, KD, ice cubes. They can be any shape, triangle, rectangle, square. No.
Right.
No. Okay. So, but that day I ran out and I was like, and then we needed quite a lot because we were going on a picnic. I was like, come on, this refrigerator has ice makers. And I actually went to the store. It ran out because it was a long weekend. Like the store was out of ice.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what dragged me back to my refrigerator for the first time in about 3 years to go see, okay, we have an ice maker. I couldn't figure it out. Guess what your girlfriend did? I went to the data dictionary.
Yeah.
Flipped, yeah. And then I looked through and I was like, okay, this is how to run, this is how to. So it could be super, super useful that way.
Awesome. Yeah. And one last one. I am pretty sure maybe as I'm talking through this, it would something else will pop up. Your personal growth or your learning experience. Learning and personal growth. You could develop a system to keep track of your development journey, right? How you're progressing, the books you have read, right? The information you've gathered, the seminar you've attended, the workshops you've attended, the courses that you have taken. It's like taking an inventory of your growth personally, what you had at, and then store them in a place that would be easily accessible for you when you need it, because again, you could use it to update your resume. You could use it to you could use it to talk to your expertise when you are with your friends, or in social networking events. Things like that.
And PDUs, Ola, PDUs. Remember, we need it as professionals.
Yes.
I'm talking about PDUs.
Workshops. Yes, talking about PDUs. Our course is course Mastering Business Analysis that's coming up August 19th, exactly a week from now. Guarantees you 30 PDUs after completion. So you want to sign for those for that class as quickly as possible. The classes are filled up, right? So you have that app or that journal, whatever works for you. Right? It doesn't have to be the journal, whatever. If you're still the type that likes to put pen to paper, write those down.
The type that likes to put pen to paper. You put pen to paper.
I don't have anything against writing. In fact, I still love writing because it helps my brain. It kind of solidifies some information or some ideas for me when I put it down, when I write it down with my hand, not even typing out with my hand. So I'm welcoming those people into my world. Actually, when I say if you're still married to pen and paper, so writing your personal growth and your developmental growth down and then reviewing them to even see, because at times the books you read, you would have forgotten that you read a book. Because you can't even you can't remember what the content was, but if you write it down.
I'm laughing. I know someone, I can't remember, was it a friend that said he's bought the same book 3 times because he didn't know that.
Because he can't remember that he's had it and he's read it. Yes. So that's where taking note or making mental, no, maybe not mental register right now, making like a physical
writing things
out, of what you've read, of the growth that you've accomplished in the last maybe couple of years, even more than couple of years, right? Again, it gives you, by the time you pick up the journal or you pick up your database to then look through, be like, oh my God, see where I've been, see what I've accomplished.
Absolutely.
It gives you some form of momentum, to keep going.
Absolutely. And then on a very simple note, because you did mention journals, you mentioned diaries. For the most part, it helps you to be able to plan and strategize your life.
Absolutely.
Diaries, I know it's more about what has happened in the past, but it could be a double-edged sword in the sense that you write your thoughts for the day. It helps you to, calm down and just relax, and then you plan for the following day. I know that's a little bit outside the scope of data dictionary, but I just wanted to put that out there because remember, we are human beings and our job. Somebody said that there are 2 important days in the life of a man. You remember that saying?
I do remember it. The day
The
you were
day
born,
you were born and the day you know why you were
you
born.
know why you
You
were
find your
born.
purpose. Yeah. Those are the two most important days in the life of a man. And for you to find the number two day, it has a lot to do with reflection, intentional living,
100%.
planning, learning from your past mistakes, other people's mistakes, the things you've seen. So that's why I totally recommend journal. I recommend having a diary. I try as much as possible just to be clear, not to put the bad things. Because again, remember, you're going to go back there and read it. And every time you say, oh, Ola called me old fashioned because I write on black and paper and I put that in. Every time
Oh,
I go back,
oh,
I'm like,
I
that
have one.
Ola.
I have one now. Katie, you said that I am technology deficient. That was stuff with me for sure.
You
Yeah.
want to be mindful of what you're putting in your journal, in your diary. You don't want anything that would become toxic
Mm,
to you. Because, what's this? Today is just about sayings in my head. It's just popping in left, right, and center. That, getting upset with somebody and not forgiving
mm.
is like locking, or no, I don't know, somebody or hurting you and you not forgive the person is like drinking
Just
poison and
touching me. Yeah,
expecting the other person to die.
absolutely,
Or
100%.
yeah, or it's like locking yourself up in a cage and handing over the key to the
To
person.
someone. Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. You've got to free yourself. You've got to be able to live the kind of life you want to live, and you've got to be able to understand data dictionary.
Yes, and use those principles. Let them be applicable to your everyday living when it comes to organization, when it comes to reflection, when it comes to taking account, when it comes to
Yeah,
having good storage. Yes, yes, those principles are applicable for
and
sure. Okay.
when it comes to not buying the same book 3 times.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Oh my word, we forget a lot of stuff, so it's important to write down.
Right.
Write stuff down. Write stuff down. Keep track of what's going on in your life, and things can only get better, guys. It can only get better. I think this is about where we draw the
All right.
curtain, but I know
I
we
think
already mentioned
all we're
we
gonna
already
do.
mentioned it.
Yeah.
What?
The tongue twister.
Oh
All we're
my
gonna
God,
do.
Ola, you're gonna okay, that's fine, that's fine. I just wanted to remind guys that we have a class, I call it MBA, PM Basis MBA,
Yes.
Mastering Business Analysis class coming up. You want to do yourself good by registering for that class and taking your plans, your goals to the next level. The year is winding down, guys. Believe it or not. I was saying that, oh my God, all of a sudden summer seems to be, packing its bag. I'm like, no, don't go yet. We still want you around.
It's like skipping. They're skipping like rams on the mountain. Or how do they say that
I
adage?
know. That's what the
Somewhere
Bible puts
skipping.
it. Yeah, it skips like rams on the mountain or on the hills.
Right. Right.
Absolutely. So the time is going. You're not getting younger. Go after your goals, pursue it, chase it, and achieve it
Mm-hmm.
because you
Achieve them.
can achieve them. You
Absolutely.
totally can.
100%.
Okay,
Okay.
Ola, you're gonna. I don't know how many. I've lost a
I
couple
don't
of
know.
teeth.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose more this morning, but let's go. What's your tongue twister? Is it still the seven
It's
savvy
it's
guys?
the same one. It's the same one for this
Ah,
week.
Lord Jesus.
And first we'll say it really slow,
Mm-hmm.
and then see if we could do it 3 times
Oh,
fast. Okay?
okay.
And then
Yeah.
we'll leave it to you, our audience, to
Okay.
do theirs and then put their comment in the comment box below.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say it slowly. 7 savvy
Some
stakeholders
stakeholders sat
sat in a strategic session
station. Yeah.
seeking solutions
Solutions.
for seamless system synchronization.
Synchronization. Oh
Remember,
my
we
God.
did seamless system synchronization when we talk about data dictionary and
Mm-hmm.
integrating two systems together. So
Oh
let's
my
say it
God.
a little slow again because
Okay.
we went offline. So it is 7
7
savvy
service
stakeholders
stakeholders. Mm-hmm.
sat in a
Sat in a
strategic
strategic
session
session seeking
seeking
seamless
seamless system synchronization.
synchronization. Oh my God. Okay. Let's go, Ola. I'm already getting a bit apprehensive.
So you want to go
Okay.
first? Or you want me to
No,
go?
no, no, no. You go first. Or let's go together. So that way it's not obvious.
Let's go together. At what pace are we gonna do the fast one?
The fast one. Let's go.
Okay, are
Mm.
you ready?
Ready. Born ready.
1, 2, go. Seven
Seven
savvy
service
stakeholders.
stakeholders
Yeah,
sat in a
in a
strategic
strategic session,
session
seeking
seeking
seamless system synchronization. Okay,
synchronization.
you know what?
Seven,
You gotta do your own. Do yours, and
okay,
I'll do mine.
that's if I can remember what it is. Seven service stakeholders sat in a what?
Strategic session,
Okay, seven service stakeholders sat in a strategic session seeking not savvy,
seeking seamless
seamless
system.
system synchronization. Let's go one more time. Let me go one more time. Seven service stakeholders sat in a strategic session seeking seamless system synchronization.
Hey,
I crawled to the finish line.
okay, I'll try. I'll try 2 times, and then we'll wrap the show.
Okay,
Seven savvy. Okay, let's start again. I gotta
okay.
take a deep breath.
Mhm.
Okay, guys, you gotta take a deep breath.
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay, so seven service stakeholders sat in a strategic session seeking seamless system synchronization. 7 service stakeholders sat in a strategic session seeking seamless system synchronization. 7 service stakeholders sat in a
Start in the
strategic
strategic
session
session,
seeking
seeking
seamless system
seamless
synchronization.
synchronization.
I
All
got to be
eyes
out
on
of 3 this
fire.
time around. Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. Thanks, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us in today's episode of
Oh yeah.
Business Analysis Simplified, where intelligence meets
Mm,
creativity and humor
mm.
meets supreme. I
Very
like that
simple.
phrase a lot. And until next time, we encourage you to embrace the magic of intentional living. Live a purposeful life. Be intentional about your life. We'll see you back next week. Until then,
Bye.
bye-bye. Bye.